parents. When did you first realize your child was different? I adopted an orphan named Max, whose parents both died in a tragic car accident. As a result, he developed complex PTSD. He was the only kid in his class without any friends, and when I asked him why, he told me, "There's no point because they could die at any second." He said it so innocently, and my heart broke. I was completely lost for a few days, unsure of what to do, until my sister showed up on my doorstep with a hamster. She asked if Max still wanted to adopt it, and suddenly, I heard a loud thud behind me. I turned around to see Max literally tumbling down the stairs. He hadn't even stood up yet when he shouted, "Yeah, I would!" Fast forward 2 weeks later, and the hamster was all Max cared about. Every night, he placed Mr. Nibbles on a table beside his bed, and it even stopped him from wetting the bed. I knew things were really improving when he became okay with car rides again, as long as Mr. Nibbles was in a carrier on his lap. But fast forward 2 years, and Mr. Nibbles was getting old. I was really worried about how his death would affect Max. I wanted to talk to him about it, but didn't know how, so I just didn't. Then one day, I brought Max home from school, and Mr. Nibbles was dead in his cage. My stomach twisted, and I wanted to cry. But when I looked over at Max, he was the one who reassured me. He said he was glad he got to be Mr. Nibbles' friend, even if it was only for a little while. We actually held a funeral for Mr. Nibbles out back, and for some reason, every kid in Max's class showed up. Turns out, when Max first brought Mr. Nibbles to class 2 years ago, the hamster bit the teacher everyone hated. Ever since that day, Mr. Nibbles was a homie to all.